Don't see any butterflies. Lots of mosquitoes. Got a couple zinnias. Not sure what these are. But I don't see any butterflies. Got a bee balm. Phlox. I'm not sure what these are. More phlox, brown-eyed Susans, labea, coneflowers, forgot the name of these, even though I have them in my yard. Ironweed. Joe Pye weed. Well, I thought I would find butterflies, but no such luck. So that's all I have for today. A parting view. More phlox. So adios. I am at the grove, going to walk down the prairie path. I see some boneset, ironweed, The humidity's finally low. It was in the 70s today. The mornings have been cool, 40s, but then that's going to change. I think it will return to the 50s and the 60s for lows. It's been pretty dry, but we were fortunate to get some rain, some lake effect rain. This last weekend, though, other counties have not been so fortunate. There's been worsening drought conditions all around surrounding the county. I'm in a small area where we have like a 2+ inch surplus, mostly because of the lake rain, because I'm in the snow belt. Though we've had our share of droughts, especially last year, and then a couple years ago. I mean, in 2023 there was a drought where we didn't get rain for an entire month. I think it was in June 2023. But I recall a few years ago, we had a very dry September and no rain at all. So it just seems like there's a period of extreme dryness, and it varies within the year, but last year was pretty bad in the summer. So I always dread the summer just for the droughts, because last year I've had to water so many times, and it takes so long to drag the sprinklers out, and the water bills are ridiculously high, well over $100, although it might be cheap compared to what other people pay, especially if they have families. I even walk this in the winter sometimes, unless there's a lot of snow. And this really got me through the health crisis and the crisis after the health crisis. I mean, fall of 2020 into 2021. Just with the stress of that. Walking right into the sun. Like I said, it's not hot. I don't feel hot. It's not humid. It's refreshing. There's not much wind either, but I'm sure I'm going to get attacked by mosquitoes once I get into the wooded area. More ironweed and plenty of goldenrod. The colors get really pretty in the fall. In the spring, this floods a lot, so sometimes it's impassable. Now I can feel a coolness, like a cool breeze just from the wooded area. I love this purple, the ironweed. It's everywhere, including my yard. It spreads, but it's a native plant. Certainly beats boring grass. This is right by the expressway, 271. And it was eerie during the health crisis. There's hardly any cars when you would walk down the expressway. And this is the access road for the utility companies. I don't want to go in the tall grass. It's full of ticks. But it looks like the grass is short enough. So I'll have to be careful. But I walked really far down this during 2020. I found a lot of new places. You can see the traffic, I don't know, going down 271. I found a lot of new places in 2020. I was not going to sit inside. So there you go, this is 271. You can see the sign. Cleveland, Erie, PA. This is close to the cutoff where it goes east and then it goes west. And then there's a cop that's on one of the bridges coming to this park, and he's got binoculars or something, or maybe it's a scope to see how fast people are going, and I think he goes and he contacts another cop on 271, and somebody gets an unpleasant surprise. I saw that just today, just coming here. But yeah, I walked a couple miles down here, and they had this mowed back in 2020, but there's no way I'm going there now. get full of ticks and burrs and all this garbage. Trust me, when I'm walking in these areas, I do have self-defense tools, and I do keep my eyes out and ears. That's the big thing when you're walking in these areas. Use your intuition. If your gut says not something, then listen to your gut, and then listen to your ears and use your eyes. But the thing too about this area, it's covered in poison ivy. It's everywhere, so that's one good defense right there. So I have come here during dawn when it's dark. I have my self-defense tools, but I listen to my intuition as well and my ears. And if I don't feel right, then I don't go. And I've seen deer, I've seen coyotes, foxes, raccoons, possums, and they don't bother me. I've seen a lot of deer. It's the people that bother me, so just have to be careful. I mean, if there's a pack of coyotes, you hear them howling, then that's probably not a good idea to go venturing out in these woods. You can see the cars rushing past. The end, November, December 2020, I'd come here 5:36 in the morning because I just had to get out and walk. It was therapeutic, but just given all the crap that was happening, that was the only way that I was able to deal with it. That was how I handled the depression. I got through it. So rather than take drugs, drink, spend, and all kinds of self-destructive behavior, it's good to get out in nature or pick up a hobby, paint, move around your furniture, work in your yard. That's another thing. I love to work in my yard. I do everything myself, and I'm not depressed, so it keeps any depression at bay. So with all the political turmoil, the economic news, the fear, I think that getting outside and looking around you and appreciating things helps you to cope, helps you to find solutions. Because if you stay inside and just watch TV and listen to this, then you're just going to not want to cope. So even though you have to face the reality that a lot of stuff is going to crap, you need to get out, you need to stay busy so that you can find solutions. And then, as other people talk, you know, you need to prepare, you need to get out of debt. I suggest finding another backup side hustle. Find some metals. 401ks. Now with the new executive order, 401ks can now accept crap private equity investments, private equity crap such as buy now pay later loans, just all kinds of crap that the private equity can't sell, and they're gonna dump it. They can dump it into your 401k now. So maybe back off on putting some of that money in the 401k and buy some metals. Though I'm not offering financial advice, but I would just question this institutional stuff now. Unless you have a really good investment manager, somebody at your company who's not going to put those investments into your funds. But I digress. So far, I have not been eaten alive by the bugs. I'm surprised. And this floods as well too in the spring. And you can't go through it. Then many a times I walk through the progressive campus, which is close by. I will film it in a second. It's very close. Very huge campus. Uh-oh. There used to be a bridge here. I guess it collapsed. Or they took it out. Wow. When this happened, I was just here a month or so ago, and I think it was there. But many a times during the health crisis, I walked the entire progressive campus, and I'd be talking to my mother. I used to talk to her every day just to see how she was doing. She was by herself. I'd talk to her for a couple hours, or talk to brothers, because I was by myself and didn't really have any friends here. I still don't really, which is fine. I'm so busy, I don't have time. I keep in touch with people in Chicago and other places, Arizona. And I'm very selective. I don't like fake people. So I'm not afraid to be alone. I'd rather be alone than be around fake people. So, and I could tell fake people a mile away. But anyway, I spent a lot of time there until a security guard told me I couldn't be there. But a couple times I saw a skunk. I saw wildlife there. It's a very nice campus. They had seating areas with plants outside. And this is one of my favorite areas with the evergreens. I came here so many times, almost every night. During the summer of 2020. It was just therapeutic, and then I would walk all over the park. I would walk down the sidewalk, along the playing fields. And then in the fall of 2020, they were allowing people to play sports. So some of it was loosening. It was just a bizarre time. And then 2021 became the beginnings of the clown show. Well, 2020 was a clown show as well. It was just bizarre. Almost like something was set in place to happen, to change institutions. Just like that saying, don't let a crisis go to waste. And I think that they just took full advantage. And then you kind of wonder if it was all deliberate anyway. Lots of questions. And here's the hill. If you go over the hill, that's where the progressive campus is. But I'm looking at this hill because I think it was last year I discovered that there was a yellow jacket nest in this hill. There it is, right there. And I'm glad that I could see that, because had I gone near it, I would get stung multiple times. But look at that. It's got to be enormous. It's cool to watch, but I would not want to step in it. Those have got to be the most aggressive bees. Well, underneath the killer bees, I guess. I'm about 5 feet away. I'm sure if I came closer, they'd start swarming. It's a sight to see. So if you go over that hill, you can see part of the building. I'm sure I can go this way. That entire campus, and those were the fields I would walk in. That campus is pretty large. There's a large parking area in the back. And I don't even know if Progressive owns that anymore, if it's something else, because they said that they were selling the campus because their team was going to work mostly from home. So and then this way, I did a lot of walking, and that's where I walked past those ball fields all the way to the next road. And I would walk here until it was dark. And that building over there was not there. They just constructed it last year. And back in 2020, there used to be a lot of wildflowers here, a lot of different varieties, and then they dug it up and planted boring grass. Though it's surprising, they left all the poison ivy. But this bandstand was here. Just the restrooms were not here. More poison ivy. So then up this hill, I came up here in the evenings and on the weekends and sit under one of these trees up on top of the hill and read books or talk to people, call them up. Everybody was afraid to travel. Oh, am I going to get COVID? So you can see the trees are already starting to turn, and it's only September 9th. Perhaps because of the cold nights and the dryness. So I sat under these trees here. Oh, there's a spider. And I used to watch the traffic. Sometimes there'd be cyclists once the lockdowns are finished. Once they let people out of their homes, though I never listened. I kind of refuse to be in fear. Though I did take precautions. I would pick up pizzas and they would bring them to my car. I used to go to Pizzazz Pizza. And then you'd have to wear a mask going into Trader Joe's. And I believe it was only 20 people at a time who could go. So there'd be a line outside and I would just go there right at opening. But at first it was only 8 o'clock, I think, to 9 o'clock was for senior citizens, meaning over 65. And after 9 o'clock, it was anybody. So I'd get there right at 9 o'clock during a weekday because I worked from home 7 days a week. And then I would just start earlier or something and let them know where I was at. This pool was closed in 2020. It never opened. The bandstand was not used. So that's kind of a tour of the prairie path and how I found it and what I did. How often I used it. There's other paths I took back in the day. There's bike paths. So in a future video, I'll show one of those bike paths that takes you into an industrial park. And 2020 was basically the first year I discovered this. So if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. Please subscribe. Please share it with your friends. This should give you a good idea what it's like to live out in Northeast Ohio, or Snippet if you like the outdoors.